Hey friends, the book of Exodus describes God's deliverance of his people from slavery in Egypt. In Exodus 7:3, God says, "But I will make Pharaoh's heart stubborn so I can multiply my miraculous signs and wonders in the land of Egypt." Now, signs are physical things that represent or point to something else. And in this case, the signs point to and prove God's supreme power. The Lord spoke to Pharaoh through Moses. "Let my people go so they can worship me. If you refuse to let them go, I will send a plague of frogs across your entire land." But Pharaoh continually refused to let the Israelites leave Egypt. So God sent 10 different plagues until he finally allowed them to leave. When God speaks of the signs in this story, he's referring to the plagues. God sent the signs or plagues for two purposes: to show his power and to turn Pharaoh's heart. But it depended on the people's perspective whether they saw them as signs or plagues. The Israelites would have seen the signs as a display of God's power and protection. But Pharaoh and the Egyptians saw and experienced them as plagues, which brought discomfort and even death. Pharaoh could have seen the signs of God's power and yielded to him, but he refused. What about in our lives? God isn't sending plagues to us or even causing our troubles, but we live in a fallen world, so we constantly have circumstances that cause us discomfort. John 16:33 says, "In this world you will have trouble, but take heart. I have overcome the world." So what is our perspective? Will we focus on the trouble, or will we look for God's hand in the midst of it? God desires to speak and show his power through every situation. Let's make sure to pay attention, looking and listening for God's signs and his voice.